Hey guys, welcome back to the DM and Friends. I am DM Angelo, and we're going to move right along on the Weird Gear Chronicles. 2 weeks ago, I talked about the 10-foot pole. Um, Last week, we talked about iron spikes. And this next piece, I don't even know if it's even talked about in some of the newer games, but we're going to talk about chalk. All right, well, now I think, new school players are going to think chalk, and think, that's for, writing on the concrete, right? But in a twisting, dark, old school dungeon, right, with multiple corridors and chambers, chalk is literally your best friend. It's your GPS, your trail breadcrumbs, and your warning system, all wrapped into one. So let's talk about why you should never descend into a dungeon or the dark without a pocket full of it. So let's go back to the basics, right? So one of the biggest differences in old school play is how we handled navigation, right? In modern games, you got digital maps, right? And the DM just kind of narrates where you are, and you have it all laid out for you, right? But back in the day, you were mapping, right? We were mapping, and if your map was wrong, you're dead, right? Dungeons are twisting, confusing places. It is incredibly easy to become disoriented underground, right? I mean, and that's in real life too. And let's be honest, super simple to get lost, right? The DM will announce 40 feet, and you might write 30 on there on accident, or everything twists and turns get all mixed up in your map, right? So chalk became a staple because it was a way for the players to interact directly with the environment to solve the problem of getting lost, right? And I did a video on this before. Maybe I'll put it up there, about getting lost in mapping. Instead of just kind of rolling a survival check, you used your brain, right? In a piece of white stone to mark the path. So how do you actually use this in a game, right? I've seen many groups do this so many times, and it's just great, right? So here's a couple of the uses. The classic arrow, right? You mark on the walls to indicate, explored areas, and create a trail back to the surface, right? A little arrow pointing, we went this way, or this is the way out. Can be the difference between finding an exit and starving in the dark, right? So another way to use it is warning signs, right? So you see a room full of monsters or a trap, and you can't disarm it, right? So you put a big X, with your chalk. You put a big X on the wooden door. Say, don't go in here, and it tells the rest of the party, or when you come back to the area, that do not enter, right? So mapping indicators, I was just talking about mapping. So sometimes the map on the paper just doesn't translate, right, perfectly to what you see. So, you put an indicator on the wall, right? And you mark a landmark, right? And you recognize it later. You go back and you think you are where you are on your map that you've been mapping. And the DM says you come down a hall and there's, a mark that you left. And you're like, oh crap, this doesn't line up with what we're mapping. So that kind of reorients you where you are on your map, right? So super key. And I've seen this done because a lot of times, like I just said a couple seconds ago, a lot of times, when the DM is describing it, it's kind of like playing telephone, but a one leap telephone. In the heat of everything, you might not translate what he's telling you're seeing to paper. And so this is a real first surefire way. You come up to a T in the dungeon, and there's a mark, and you look on your map, and you go, oh man, we're kind of off on this map, so you can kind of reorient it. So those are a couple ways. Well, there's also, don't forget this, leaving symbols, communication, right? So, for other party members, maybe they split the party somehow, and you can tell where where the other party's been, or something like that. So communication obviously is a really big thing with chalk. So it's a surefire way of leaving messages, right? So I'm gonna. I did ask some of you guys to chime in on a post, giving me some examples of how to use chalk or how you've used it. So I'm gonna read one of them. There was so many of them. So I tried collecting, and I kind of, man, I got just, whew, there was so much. So I'm gonna read one that Captain Cook 999 actually did a reply to my post, and he says. I'm going to read what he says. So, an indispensable item for sure. One wonders why they weren't on the equipment list. Yeah. So, mages and clerics can use it for drawing protective circles, right? I think that's a kind of a component in one of the spells. Glyphs and a component for blindness type spells in the pinch, right? So, having chalk. Um, for laying out defense plans, right? You can mark your locations and fallback positions, right? Leave a message on the floor. I went through that. Or leave a nasty message for someone following and tracking you, right? So that's kind of funny. If you have different colored chalks, you can write codes on the wall to warn your comrade, kind of what we're saying, but doing it in different, color coding them, right? Let me see what else. He also says timeless use to track time, right? It's a timeless use to track time. There you go. This would be more useful in longer treks in the Underdark or something like that, right? So you can, okay, we've been here 1 day. All right, we've been here 2 days. So you're marking that. Yeah. So, and then he also said this, and I didn't even think about this. Outdoors, it could be used to on open rock formations to guide airborne groups into your location. You know what I mean? It's kind of put a big X on something, and oh, they're looking for that instead of a smoke signal in modern days. That kind of stuff. So, anyways, that thank you for that, because that was pretty cool to add to my list. So back to, in conclusion of the different types and stuff. So, once you had a group get separated during a retreat, right? The only reason that they found each other would be because of chalk, right? Maybe the thief made a marking on a third door, a specific symbol. This is where it's safe to go in. Without those marks, they would have, been wandering forever, right? So, maybe the torches will run out, and that's what I'm talking about. Player kind of skills, become alive and stay alive. um, um, so what about the problem here of trail for both sides, right? So and there's always a catch in my games, right? So if you can see the marks, so can the monsters, right? So how do I want to talk about this? So, you're creating a perfect trail, right, for whatever is living, right, in the dungeon. You follow, to follow your right, you right back to the camp or out to the surface, right? It's a beautiful risk versus reward, right? So, do you mark the path? It's a decision here. Do you mark the path and risk being followed, or do you fly blindly, and risk getting lost? So that's a decision. That's pressure that you're adding to that. So, I'm kind of going on a tangent here, but that shifts in how you play. Thinking about the physical reality of the dungeon, that's what makes old school gaming so memorable, right? The group's trying to decide, do we mark the way out? Because they'll follow us out. It's not just a button on the sheet, right? It is a tool with consequences. So, kind of in closing, the difference between life and death, right? So the next time you're checking your equipment list and see things like chalk, right? Spikes, mirrors, remember they aren't strange, right? I started this series out with why we have so much weird gear, in old school. They are survival gear. This is survival gear right here. It could be the difference between you finding your way out, knowing where you're at, and not, especially when resources start depleting. Now you really need those indicators to get your butt back out to the surface. Chalk might seem small, but it's a tool. It is absolutely a tool of thought. Dungeon exploration rewards creativity and preparation, right? You don't always have a perfect spell, but if you bring the right tools with you, and think carefully, you can solve huge problems in ways the DM will never expect. I love it when my players pull something out of their pocket, right? That's right there on their sheet, and they say, "Hey, I've got this. I've got chalk." So anyway, so next week I'm going to be diving into mirrors. And no, they aren't just for checking your hair, before you fight a dragon. Well, maybe a little, I don't know. But they got much more tactical use. All right, you guys, this was fun one to do, and I appreciate the feedback because there was so much of it. So I pulled this one comment, and, and if you have any great stories about pieces of chalk, using chalk in your game in your dungeon crawl, and how it saved your group, or maybe a time a monster followed you your trail back home because of it. Maybe this group of orcs followed the arrows and they actually led right back to you. Put it in the comments, guys. I love to comment back and forth. As you guys can see, I've been trying to answer everybody. And everybody's been jumping on comments. It's really, really cool. I love this back and forth with you guys. It's so much fun. All right, well, you guys, if you enjoy content like this about running better old school games, and you like this series about the Weird Gear Chronicles, I'm calling it, make sure that you like the video, subscribe, and share the video with some other gamers. Spread the word. All right, you guys, I am DM Angelo again. This is the DM and Friends. I love Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. I love you guys, and I really appreciate everyone, every single one in this community. You guys take care. Be good to each other. Keep gaming, and bye-bye.